What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, please feel free to hit that subscribe button. It really helps out. And on today's episode, we're going to be getting into the Mustang again right here. I've been noticing a little bit of noise coming from the front end, and I jacked it up and checked the wheels, kind of shaking them back and forth a little bit, top and bottom. And it had a little bit of play, so we're going to be pulling the front wheels off of this, and we're going to be doing the wheel bearings. So stick around if you'd like to see how we do it. Keep in mind, guys, I'm not a professional, so if you're going to do this, do so at your own risk. Alright guys, so now we got the wheel off, and we got the clip that holds the caliper in place right here. We're going to go on ahead and hang this up right here. You never want to let it hang just directly from the line. So I'm going to pop it out, I'm going to hang it with some baling wire, and then we'll be able to remove the pads and start working on the bearings here. All right, so now we're going to go on ahead and pop off our dust cover. So let's go on ahead and get that off. Okay, now underneath the dust cover, we're going to have our cotter pin and our retainer and our castle nut down here. So we're going to go on ahead and get those off there. All right, so we got our retainer off there. And you can just usually drop your stuff into your dust cap right here to just kind of hold it for you. All right, so this is a 1 1/8 inch nut right here. Okay, so now we got that off, we should be able to just, slide this right on off here. Doesn't look to be really in too bad a shape, but doesn't look like it's got a lot of grease in it right there, so I'm definitely glad that we pulled this right here to go on ahead and get this taken care of here. So yeah, let's go on ahead and get this stuff cleaned up here. All right, guys, so now we're going to go on ahead and get our back bearing out of here. To do that, there is a dust cover. We're just going to pry up on that and get it popped off of here. And then we can go on ahead and get this bearing out of here. And then we will go on ahead and pull this bearing out of here. And same thing, this one's got some grease in it right here, but doesn't look like too much. And it's kind of a little bit loose right there. So we'll get that out of there, and then now the next step is we're going to go on ahead and have to flip this over, and we're going to have to press out this bearing race that's in here. Now, if you're ever using a press, you always want to be careful. Make sure you wear safety glasses. Just be as safe as you can, because these things can be very, very dangerous. All right, now we're going to go on ahead and press in the new bearings right here. Apologize, guys, I forgot to hit the record button when I was packing my bearings, but after you press in the bearing races, you'll want to go on ahead and pack the bearings with grease, and then from there clean up your discs. Hey guys, future Evan here. So one thing I forgot to do, I forgot the camera wasn't on right here, but when you pack the bearings, you can either take them and pack them by hand. You would put a bunch of grease, some wheel bearing grease, in your hand with usually a glove on right there, and then you would take the bearing and kind of press it into the grease to get it greased up right there, and you would just kind of do that all the way around until you see the grease squeezing out all throughout it right there, and it's all packed in there. I went ahead and picked up this when I did my wheel bearings right here. It worked out okay. In a nutshell, what you have a piece right here you set your bearing in. You set this on top of it, and then you fill this syringe tube with grease, and then you just kind of press it down right here on top of the bearing, and it fills it with grease. It worked pretty good, but I still had to kind of pack it by hand a little bit just to finish it up right there. So just something to keep in mind when you're doing that right there if you pick up one of these. All right, guys, so when I was putting on my my nut right here on my spindle, I noticed that it was all chewed up around the edge. It's been like that probably for a while right there. But I went ahead and I just went down to the auto parts store and I picked up a new pack of, it comes with a new nut, a new washer, as well as a cotter pin and a castle nut. So we're going to go on ahead and get those new pieces on here. All right, now that we got this new nut on here, from what I've been reading and watching online, you want to torque this to 17 to 25 foot-pounds, and then back it off a half turn, and then torque it to 10 to 15 inch-pounds. Now, the inch-pounds, I found some torque wrenches that are in inch-pounds, but they start at 20. So from everything that I've been reading and watching, really it's just once you back it off, you hand tighten it right here with your fingers, and then you put on your castle nut and the cotter pin, and that should hold it right there. So that's what I've been reading. You don't want to like torque it down, because then that can cause premature bearing wear on your bearings right there. Yeah, so that's just kind of what I've been reading. Again, I'm not a professional. If you guys are going to do this, look it up yourselves, make your own decisions on this stuff. But that's everything that I found, that's what it was saying right there. So that's what I'm gonna be doing on this right here. Okay, so there is 25 foot-pounds, and then I'm gonna go on ahead and I'm gonna back this off a half of a turn. Half of a turn, and then now I'm going to go on ahead and I'm going to just hand tighten this right here. And from my understanding, that's just to kind of, the reason why they have you torque it is to kind of set the bearings and everything onto here good. And then once it's loose again, I'm just going to go on ahead and tighten it up with my hand, just as tight as I can. And then we will go on ahead and get our new castle nut, I guess, that goes on this right here. And then we should also be able to take our cotter pin and put it through the holes here. Alright guys, so we got that, and now we can go on ahead and put our dust cap back on here. We got we got our washer, we got our nut, we got our castle nut cover on here, our cotter pin. And the last part is going to be to just go on ahead and put our dust cover back on here. Alright guys, so I've got the caliper back on right here. I've got the brake pads over here and over here. Now in order to go on ahead and lock down my caliper right here, this is a Granada setup right here. So the way that this is retained in here is you have a little wedge, I guess, if you want to call it that. And you're going to drive it in on the bottom right here until this opening lines up with this hole over here, and then from there you can go on ahead and put in your bolt and tighten it all down. So let's get that done here. Alright, now on this right here, I usually like to toss a little bit of Loctite on the bolt that goes back in here. Not a huge amount, just a tiny bit right here, just for my peace of mind. Alright guys, so that does it for the wheel bearings, and now I'm just going to go on ahead and put it back on the tire, bolt it down, torque it, and we should be good. Alright guys, now that we got this side done, we're going to move over to the other side and get the other side done. Since you've already seen it on this side, there's no point in showing the other side right there, but usually, from my understanding, when you're doing these right here, you want to do, if you do one side, you should do the other side just for kind of, peace of mind, I guess, just to make sure everything is good. So I'm going to move over to the other side, get that done, and we'll get that all squared away here. Alright guys, so that is all there is to replacing the wheel bearings on your 66 Mustang. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please like it, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you.